about the business of the city.
When audience comments were over last meeting, most of us left. We had the agenda. We knew the topics. And we know the votes you're going to cast. It's all going to be yes as usual. During the break, Crystal forgot to turn her mic off and announced to the entire city that we don't give a shit.
We literally really don't give a shit about the business of the city.
With that statement, Crystal single-handedly proved that this is how the citizens of this city are talked about between yourselves. This is where our concerns and fears get us in your eyes. Thanks, Crystal. Thanks for that. So I'm going to ask you, before I'm done with this joke, who the hell don't give a shit again?
I beg your pardon. Thank you.
So we're getting back into Springfield, guys. 2023. So we're going back to 2023 again. And I keep showing this meeting just to highlight the fact that these problems in Springfield have been going on long before Donald Trump mentioned them in the debate with Kamala Harris. That's first and foremost. The second thing is that the city officials are clearly covering up or trying to cover up or have been trying to cover up the issues going on in Springfield. Because as I watch city commission meeting after city commission meeting, I see the same complaints over and over, going back to over a year ago. So it's not new, but they're just now beginning to get their voices. Their voices are being heard on a national scale, which is a good thing. So I just want to go back over a few clips just to show the continuity and the consistency of the complaints coming from one particular resident of Springfield. As you've seen in the previous video, this man is showing up to every meeting and reminding the city commission about what's going on. So this is the first clip. This was from September of 2023, September 12th, 2023. You can see it right there. So let's dig into this.
If you go ahead, please.
Yeah. So my name is Mark Sanders. I live out at 2254
Mark Sanders, that's his name.
Snyder Doma Road, and that's Northwestern School District. I want to preface by saying that my 11-year-old daughter used to ride bus 19. Thank God last year there was a route change on a different, but she witnessed something that first day of school that no adult should ever witness. And that was as a result of an illegal immigrant, not a migrant, not an asylum seeker, an illegal immigrant, unlicensed, uninsured, non-English speaking, that hit the bus, flipped the bus. She sent me a picture within 30 seconds of it happening, and all it said was, "Dad, it's not us. I love you." Now, Rob, I want to first of all say thank you for the research and proactive activity you've done prior to this meeting. I will tell you, I watched the last meeting online, and the combative nature of some of the individuals was truly alarming. Mr. Eastrop, I want to clarify something. Your letter from Sheriff, okay? If J.D. Vance can't get back with you, it's because he's actually doing something. Sheriff Brown is looking for amnesty. That's why the 2013 bill didn't pass. Be specific and clarify, okay? Don't give just basic details. Now, New York City is a population of 8.8 million. They had 100,000 immigrants show up. It's devastated their economy. We're a city of 60,000. 1.1% in New York, 60,000 with 7,000. That's 8.5%. Rocking Horse is the best example. Best example. Where's the police chief? Oh, sorry. When you pull over an illegal that has no license, Can you impound the car? Okay. Do you impound the car? Why?
No, we do not.
That's an instrument of death. It should be so. Mayor?
And the reason why that they're allowing these illegal immigrants to walk away from car accidents where there's been deaths, there's been multiple car incidents. There was the bus incident that he mentioned, and there was an older white woman who was struck in front of her home, I believe. I'll try to pull that story up, but yeah, they're being allowed to walk away from these crime scenes without so much as a ticket for a traffic infraction. And it's because I believe since they're under temporary protected status, if they violate the law to a certain degree, I'm not sure, but they may lose their temporary protective status. So they're being shielded. They're being protected by city officials and by law enforcement to evade prosecution.
One of your parting things, have the police chief impound all vehicles driven by somebody without a license. You take one vehicle off the road. That way, the person that owns the vehicle's got to go to the yard, pick it up. Most of them are owned by LLCs. You know, George 10, First Diversity Staffing, owns 43 houses in Springfield. You have your landlord registry. You have a code enforcement. I suggest you visit. He's renting 10, 12, 15 to a house. He's getting a third of their paycheck. It's nothing more than indentured servitude. So, and that's illegal. So with that,
Thank you. Mr. Sanders?
Okay, so fast forward from September 12th, 2023 to March 12th of 2024. And again, we'll pick up at the city commission meeting with Mark Sanders again.
for me. Mark Sanders, live out on Snyder Doma Road. Kind of segue into what Diane here. So congratulations to all the new members and mayor. We recently had one of our rentals opened up back at the end of last year, early this year, and I had 30 applicants 24 hours due to the fact that they had either their home was being sold, they were in an area that they no longer felt safe. So this is kind of an ongoing thing. So I have a question for Mr. I didn't hear anything of immigrants. Is that still?
Yeah, that is still Betty. We're still actively working through different things. We're actually meeting with Congressman Turner's office and federal agencies here coming up in April is when they.
Of the Immigrant Task Force. What is any group, organization has a mission statement. So what is your end goal?
It was not put together as an organization. It was put together as an investigative committee within the city to look into issues of housing, of employment. We want to make sure as an investigative. And is there? I think there was more at that, but it's why it's not a mission statement organization. It's a city-led investigative committee. We want to get some answers for the community. And that's what we're trying to do.
I think as part of that, it needs to be, and the verbiage needs to be something like also taking into consideration safety, security, and well-being of lifelong residents. Right now, focus is entirely on your right. I heard of the people that actually filled out applications. I felt, horrible for. If I'd had 30 houses, I could have rented all 30 of them right away. They don't feel safe. They're having, and it's a cultural clash. It's not, I don't think it's a purposeful thing between either group, but it's a cultural clash. Our traditions, laws, and culture is 180 degrees different of what they're used to. And one of the things that I heard that bothered me very much, I've actually had quite a few people contact me here lately, is some pretty horrid things occurring to domesticated animals in the neighborhood. We've had some stuff in the park.
So take note, this is March 12th, 2024. Long before, I believe, Donald Trump even secured the Republican nomination, perhaps long before J.D. Vance was his running mate in Springfield, is part of J.D. Vance's territory as senator. So I do believe he had been hearing these stories for months, and for Trump to drop that interesting tidbit during the Kamala Harris debate, I just don't think it was by accident. I think it was designed to do what it's doing now, to shed a light by what's going on in Springfield. And for those who are willing to look past the sensational headlines, and to look deeper into, everything that's going on. The cultural clash that he mentioned, the laws being broken, the illegal immigrants being shielded, protected, coddled, and even given preferential treatment in this situation. Let's continue.
Again, they're being taken advantage of for reasons other than, and if you shake your head, Brian.
No. I asked me if there was proof. I just don't have proof of it.
I
We've heard the
have,
same
and
thing.
people that have confided in me have asked me for anonymity.
They didn't want to
I
hear
can't
that.
give their names up.
I mean, we haven't seen the proof that you're talking, and I've heard about it too.
Yeah.
So he acknowledged hearing about it.
I only see this getting worse. So I kind of agree with previous.
But he's arguing semantics. He hasn't seen the proof. My first question would have been, have you looked for the proof? I'm pointing you in the right direction, dropping these breadcrumbs. Do your job. Bob Rue and Brian Heck.
Speaker, I think we need to come together. Citizen input is going to be the only thing that's going to fix it. So I'm sure I'm probably running up on my 3 minutes.
And I'm going to have to find a clip. I think this sister here, Crystal Brown, was caught on a hot mic a few days ago saying she didn't give a damn about the business of the city or something to that effect. She was caught on a hot mic and the citizens heard her.
They literally really don't give a shit about the business of the city.
When audience comments were over last meeting, most of us left. We had the agenda. We knew the topics. And we know the votes you're going to cast. It's all going to be yes as usual. During the break, Crystal forgot to turn her mic off and announced to the entire city that we don't give a shit.
They literally really don't give a shit about the business of the city.
With that statement, Crystal single-handedly proved that this is how the citizens of this city are talked about between yourselves. This is where our concerns and fears get us in your eyes. Thanks, Crystal. Thanks for that. So I'm going to ask you, before I'm done with this joke, who the hell don't give a shit again?
I beg your pardon. Thank you.
And they called her out.
But
Rightly
I
so.
want you to know that you are being heard. The community is being heard on this, and we are concerned on how it is affecting the community. We want to make sure there is safe for our residents and safe for those that are here as residents. We have to make sure that we focus on all of it because they are here. We need to make sure we're focusing on safe measures for the entire community.
I'll be here banging this drum every 2
We
weeks.
want you to be.
Yeah.
Come back.
Thank you.
And then Mr. Armstrong.
So, I hear him giving the lip service, but it definitely seems as if they're going out of their way to accommodate the illegal immigrants and to inconvenience longtime city residents and taxpayers. So that was March 12th, 2024. And then there was a meeting Tuesday night. And again, this gentleman here, once again, said he'll be here every 2 weeks bringing the drum. And just like clockwork, he's showing up every 2 weeks.
Well, I'm going to say it as succinctly and as plainly as I can. Everything that's happened in this city are your fault. In March of this year, I brought to the commission about domestic animal abuse. Nobody. I've been harping since about domestic animal abuse. 2 weeks or you're to the commission.
And we just watched that clip, the clip from March. So he's circling back
About domestic animal abuse. Gave you where to look. Nobody looked. Nobody. I've been harping since September of last year about towing vehicles driven by unlicensed drivers. It's still happening today. I was told by the Springfield City Police Union leader that it's the ORC.
So there you have it. This is coming down from the top brass that they are told not to tow these vehicles involving accidents with migrants, and more than likely the Haitian migrants. So yes, clearly a takeover is coming from the top, and everybody down to the city commission seems like they're probably on the take. Got to follow the money, guys.
He
Follow the
says
money.
otherwise. Every other jurisdiction around here tows without a license. There is video evidence. In fact, back to my domestic animal abuse, you guys even admitted during that meeting you heard the same thing. But then the city manager comes on TV and says there's never been a report of it.
I'm going to ask you to
They
go.
want to throw this guy
Thank you.
out.
So
They're tired of him. I like him.
Appreciate you. Just a minute, Mark. Thank you. Thank you.
So when something's identified, that's a report. Direction was given. Nothing was done. I take personal offense. City manager impugn my
Direct
background.
your comments to me, Mr. Sanders.
I take offense. The city would impugn the background and worthiness of anybody on this side of the lectern for the last year, because that's what happened on national TV. And I demand an apology. Attended these meetings, because if he can't do that, he's ill-equipped to be in the position he's in, and he should resign. I think no more needs said.
Jonathan Francis.
So there you have it. This gentleman again has been beating the drum for over a year about many of the same issues over and over. And I can show you a myriad clips from other citizens who have echoed these very same sentiments regarding the preferential treatment given to the illegal immigrants and the inconvenience that is being put upon the residents of Springfield. So yeah, I'm not gonna tarry too long. I'm not going to stay too long. Just wanted to touch base. We're going to continue to monitor these events. Yeah, so we're going to keep monitoring events going on in Springfield between now and November. Still looking for other locales that might be going through some of the same issues. Maybe we can peek in to their city commission meetings and see what's going on as it relates to this immigration crisis. So if you're still here, like this video, subscribe to the channel, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. This is your man online, Bill Money, signing off. I'll catch you guys on the next video.